Welcome. This is David Triana, and thank you for joining us at Making Connections interview show, the virtual edition. Today we have a special edition and some wonderful guests. Then we're going to be talking about an event that they have coming up in September. Making Connections is a product of Conexión Media Group. We are the company that also produces the monthly publication called Conexión, which is a bilingual publication that we distribute throughout the North Florida, Northwest Florida, and Southern Alabama region. And that means we are all the way to Tallahassee and into Mobile and Southern Alabama in over 100 places with this bilingual publication called Conexión. In addition to that, Making Connections, Conexión Media Group also produces several other things, including multicultural events throughout the region, and we got a wonderful one coming up in September called the Unity Gala, and we also have several events that we are organizing for Hispanic Heritage Month and helping support and or sponsor several throughout the region, including the Mobile Latin Festival coming up there in Mobile on the 14th of October. We're going to come right back with our guest, Rachel and Matthew Cuccia, who are the president and vice president of the FOIA Professional Services Company. And they're going to be telling us all about that company and the interesting things that they do. And in addition to that, we're going to be talking about an event that they have coming up in the Mobile area that is going to bring together several business people and other leaders from the area. So we're going to be right back with our interview with Rachel and Matthew Cucccius of FOIA Professional Services.
Do you want to advertise to thousands of Hispanics and non-Hispanics in Northwest Florida and Southern Alabama?
¿Quieres promover tu empresa y producto a miles de hispanos y no hispanos?
Connection is your most cost-efficient way to do so.
Conexión es tu solución.
We are the largest English and Spanish publication in our region. Our primary mission is to inform, guide, and educate our readers via interesting content.
Somos la publicación mensual en español y en inglés de la más grande distribución en toda la región. Además de las 5,000 copias en papel, tenemos activas las redes sociales, incluyendo Facebook, Twitter e Instagram, y también por Internet.
Conexión is your bridge to connect you to the growing Hispanic market in the region. Call us.
Llámanos.
We are back with our guests, Rachel and Matthew Cucccius, the president and vice president, respectively, of FOIA Professional Services. How are you doing this morning, Rachel and Matthew?
Doing great.
Doing great.
Thank you very much for joining us. We wanted to chat with you a little bit about your company and yourselves, how you guys started, and then hopefully we'll talk with Kismeth Melendez, who is on the road right now, but she's going to be joining us also to talk about the wonderful event that you all have coming up on 15th September, the networking event that you are working on together in a sense, and talk about that event. But let's start by either of you telling us a little bit about yourselves, and then we'll talk about the company. So Rachel, let's start with you. You are the president. Tell us a little bit about you. How did you come about to being in the area you're in, maybe, and also how you guys started with this company, and then we'll talk a little bit to Matthew also on that.
Great. So my name is Rachel, and my background is in journalism. So I have a master's degree in journalism. So that took me to be able to work for a government contractor. And we helped a lot of military pilots learn how to handle, difficult situations. But through that job, which I love the job, and I loved working with government and working for a company that assisted the government through that job, my boss gave me just an amazing idea to start a business through a series of events that I was going to have 2 kids at home, and I really wanted to stay home with them. I was about to leave my job to stay home. That year, I had just been praying and just trying to rack my brain to think of what I could do at home with 2 kids and still have a flexible life that I could spend time with them. So the day that I was putting my notice in, he gave me an idea to start a business doing FOIA requests. So time I didn't know what a FOIA request was, but through several hours of research and just looking through what is a FOIA, my husband and I decided to start the business.
I see.
The first 3 years I did it by myself, and I learned a lot about myself during those 3 years. And then thankfully Matthew was able to come on with me full time. So we've had the business for 7 years now, and now we have 11 other people.
Wow.
Actually all women that are moms that stay home with their kids, just like I was able to do, when my boss gave me that opportunity. And so now we get to help a lot of moms, have additional income, and they get to spend a lot of time with their kids and pick them up from school. And they just have the life that they, that they had prayed to have, as
I understand.
I had. So that's what we do.
I understand. And Matthew, tell us about you. I know obviously you both are married when the idea came into being, and you also joined your wife. But how did you guys get to that area that you live in? Were you guys born there? Did you come from somewhere else?
Well, we were both from. Well, she's from Chicago originally. And to Mobile when she was 10. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I grew up in Mobile, but
okay. So you're the local guy, all right?
I'm a local guy. Yeah, local guy. Went to college up at Auburn, and then went to graduate school in a small school called Regent University in Virginia Beach.
I understand. And did you have like a different career yourself also before you before you went into the company with your wife?
Yeah. So when I was at Regent, I met a buddy who ran a maintenance management company out of Memphis. Graduated, I moved to Memphis to work with him. And so we were in Memphis for 8 years. Is that right?
And we met because I went to Regent as well for graduate school.
Oh, okay.
We did not meet in Mobile. We met because we were, it just worked out well. We were both going to the same school. So
I understand. All right. And so it's been now 7 years. You work with people from throughout the United States, all 50 states, different agencies. Now, a lot of people don't know what FOIA is. I actually work for the government, and I kind of know what it is, but not really either, right? So let's talk about that. What is a FOIA, and what exactly does your company do for either individuals or companies that need your services?
FOIA, so FOIA is pronounced FOIA, and basically any record that goes to a government office or government agency, that then also becomes public record. And under the Freedom of Information Act, which is what FOIA stands for, FOIA, you can request that information. It's to have transparency between citizens and then what the government's doing. And each state also has its own Freedom of Information law. And the laws vary by state. Sometimes it's hard to find out how to submit it or how to track it, things like that. So we step in that gap and help facilitate public records requests for individuals and companies as well.
Oh, I understand. So this is and is companies the primary client for you guys, or individuals, or both?
Companies.
Yeah. Mainly companies. Probably 95% are companies, and then we also help individuals when one thing that we help is with immigration paperwork. So if someone wants to become a citizen and maybe they lost some of their paperwork, like when they entered and exited the US, there's several items that they have to do. It's called a Privacy Act request, but it's with the FOIA. So we do that for people so that they can get all their papers together for immigration purposes. So that's probably the main area that we step in to help an individual.
Is the Freedom of Information Act only applicable to government entities or contract companies that are working for the government? What about for private entities? That doesn't fall under that, correct?
Right. It does not fall. You can only request something from an actual government agency itself. So the only way they would have any documents with a private company is if they've done transactions with them. So we can only talk to the government about the information that we would like to get. So the company doesn't have too much involvement, that we might ask about, but they do there is a little bit of involvement, but it's mainly that we work with the government.
7 years is a good length of time. So you have a successful company going on, I'm assuming, for doing it for 7 years in quite a unique business, because again, like, a lot of people don't know what FOIA stands for, or where it's applicable. Like I said, even a person like me, I'm a retired Air Force guy working for the government for many years, and it's kind of, you know, not something that we're all up on, basically. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of neat to see that. You mentioned that it has an element, I guess, that you can serve people that are going through the immigration process. Is that can you elaborate a little bit on that? What kind of things? Because we do have a lot of followers, obviously, that do go through the immigration process. We always highly recommend that they go through lawyers, obviously, immigration lawyers, experts on that. But can you again mention some of the things where your services come in for such people?
Yes, so we've helped people that may, because a lawyer would probably do the same thing we're doing. I mean, if there's some areas that we cannot step in, but as far as the FOIA request itself, a lawyer is going to charge much more than our fee. Because our fee is about $100 per request, and a lawyer might be, you know, several hundred. So we can request anything that, like, say if someone lost their passport, or someone needs their records when they had an interview for a visa or for their green card, or maybe for their immigration papers, interview process, you can actually request it. We've helped actually a lot of people over the years that maybe were denied citizenship. So they really want to know what happened, you know, so that is where we step in and help them get those interviews. You're not able to get everything because sometimes they redact things, but the FOIA is kind of the first step into figuring out what happened, you know, or where you traveled to or from, and it's helping pull that information for the immigration paperwork. And then sometimes a lawyer might need to step in if there's not much more we can do, but we really do help get to that point, and we help, you know, cut down on someone's cost. That we help in that area.
I understand. I'm showing your website at this point. Have a very nice website here with all the different pricing listing here, I guess, and other things, or inquiries for pricing, obviously. Some information about who you are and how to submit for your services. So we hopefully, you know, some people that are needing your services here will know that you have a beautiful website here. What's another way that they can contact you all? Can you give us your email or number if you want to?
Yes.
As we're speaking here.
My email is, my name is Rachel, so it's R, and my last name is Cuccius, so it's spelled Cuccias, and then it's at FOIAprofessionalservices.com. So you can see on the website, the spelling of our URL is at FOIA Professional Services. But if anyone has any questions and you put a message through our website, Matthew and I are the ones that get those messages. So it's just, we're the ones, you know, responding to everybody. So that will be really easy if you would like.
So if I hit this submit a request, that goes to you all directly? Is that what you mean? I
think if you actually scroll down on any page, I believe there's a little box. Yes, I think it's all the way at the bottom.
Oh, I see. Right there, the leave a message section. Got it. Yeah. We have a very nice website. Thank you very much for giving us that information. And hopefully people out there that need the services of FOIA Professional Services with Rachel and Matthew, go to the website and contact them for questions and the kind of things that they can offer you, obviously, and also maybe contact them directly via phone, right? Or email. Yes. All right, wonderful. Thank you very much for giving us that information. And we're going to transition here and start talking a little bit about the event that you have coming up. Because as we were talking and emailing, you are a spiritual person. You're a believer in the power of God and Jesus, I'm assuming. And that is a very important piece of your mission also in purpose in your business, correct? And so there's a relationship between those beliefs and this event that is coming up. It's called Revive My Business. Is that the name of it?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. God has been very important to you all in your growth here in the business.
Yeah, Revive My Business. Yeah, it started. Our first meeting was a year ago, and I think it was in the haze of COVID. You know, there was a lot of uncertainty in the marketplace, and
yeah,
what's going on. And for us, what we did is we were praying every night just for success of our business,
sure,
and for it to go forward. And we got a lot of strength through that. And one thing that we learned is that, well, one thing we leaned on is just experiences, whether it be through reading books or meeting people, but hearing their stories of struggles that they've happened, and then how they've come through it. And we would be met with a similar situation and reflect upon that. And it was like, hey, you know, if they did it, if they got through it, if God pulled them through that, then it gave us something to attach our faith to and lean on and say, you know what, we can get through it too.
Wonderful.
It's really,
and that's where the idea for this event came up?
Yeah, okay. So we wanted to give people the opportunity to hear from people that have gone before them, to, you know, just have building blocks of faith in their own lives, to hear not only from the scripture, but from current experiences where people have gone through difficult things.
All right. So let's save a little bit of that also for that segment. We're going to come right back and talk about that specific event because I think it's going to be wonderful. And then we also have some of our contacts that are going to be part of it, I understand. And she is coming in from on the road to Ocala, I believe. So I'm going to let her in, but I'm going to make a little short break here. Okay, so we're going to come right back to talk about the Revive My Business event that Rachel and Matthew are leading coming up on 15 September. We're going to come right back.
If you've been affected by suicide, you're not alone. Suicide is a leading cause of death that affects millions each year. In most cases, it happens when stressful life events overload the coping abilities of someone suffering from a mental health condition. And the most common condition associated with suicide is depression, an illness that goes undiagnosed or untreated far too often. But the research is clear. Suicide is preventable if we work together. The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention has set a bold goal to reduce the annual suicide rate 20% by 2025. We can save tens of thousands of lives, but we need the help of everyday heroes like you. People have suffered in silence for too long, and too many families have had to weather their losses alone. You can change that. We need you to be the voice for suicide prevention because talk saves lives. Learn how you can fight suicide. Visit afsp.org today.
We are back with Rachel and Matthew Cuscius of FOIA Services, and we're going to be talking about an event that they have coming up in Mobile. I understand the event will be. It is called Revive My Business. So Rachel, tell us about how the idea came about to do this event that you have coming up, and then we'll talk about location and times and all those things. Tell us a little bit about where the idea originated for this event.
So it started during the COVID time that we were all living in, just something that we had been talking about, even before COVID, that it was a dream of ours to really help our business owners. But during that time, we saw a need for people just to be encouraged. We met many people through 2020 and 2021 that were losing their businesses or just really, really struggling to even find employees that would show up. And there was just a lot of things that everybody was experiencing. I felt like everybody was on the same playing field in a sense. So during that time, we thought, you know, we're small business owners and we may be, you know, young. We haven't looked back on our life of being a business owner yet, but what better time to bring people together than right now. And so it was just a step of faith for us as a couple and as business owners ourselves to just start doing these meetings. So we've held them in different locations every time. We felt that that's what we were supposed to do, is rent different places around the city in Mobile. And someday, you know, maybe we'll go outside of Mobile and, you know, just keep doing this in other areas, but that's what we've done. So this time around, it's at Spring Hill College and Byrne Memorial Hall. But every time we've had different speakers come in that have had unique businesses. You know, last time we did this in March, we had a hotel owner and then also a couple that started an amazing nonprofit. So they help people that don't have insurance. They provide healthcare to them. So it's a doctor and his wife, and it's really grown to a really large organization in Mobile. So and hearing their story of how they actually were able to accomplish what they've done. I mean, it was just, and it was amazing for everybody that came because it wasn't easy at all. And so hearing those stories, it encouraged us to keep going. And I know that it encouraged everybody else that was there to keep going. And whatever they're doing, it doesn't have to be a business, but it can be hard. Just going to work every day is not always easy. But
yeah, the pandemic was really tough on the economy, and especially a lot of small businesses that did not make it through, like you said, and the concerns on those people, obviously business owners, that during the pandemic was huge. Obviously, will we survive? The government did try and do a lot of good things, you know, to help those businesses. The Small Business Administration, I know, you know, had many different programs, but obviously, you know, the concern on a personal basis was huge, and many of them did not make it. So that was the genesis, in a sense, of the idea for these type of activities. So you've been doing them for how long now?
We've been doing them for a year. The first meeting was,
it was September 16th last year.
September 16th last year.
Oh, wow.
We're
so you're gonna do the 1-year anniversary coming up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this will be the fourth.
And do you rotate these meetings? Are they everyone's welcome, or what's the concept behind the meetings themselves, the networking meetings?
Yeah, it's a free event, so anybody's welcome to come. We have snacks provided, places, and you know, we want people to come, get encouraged, but then we also want them to meet other people that show up at the meeting that are also looking to whether maybe grow their business or advance in their current job, things like that. And that's been one of the neat parts, is just seeing the connections that happen.
Yes, that's exactly. You're totally correct. We ourselves have an element of networking within the company called Hispanics and Friends Linked, and that is the purpose of these meetings. Are they're networking, socialized type of things. Expand your network is the concept that we use, because we basically go throughout the region and do these and bring and welcome anyone that wants to come, that has a business or a nonprofit, or individuals that just want to get together and learn from others, you know, so they're learning opportunities also. And in your case, you know, you have a great focus. Let's talk about that, because I know the foundation behind it obviously was the concern and you were having, and you know, the need for prayer, the need for help, in a sense, from God to help you get through these things, correct? And that's one of the big things that you guys still use in the concept, bringing people that are believers and that have experienced that support, spiritually speaking. Is that part of this?
I think that's a huge part of it, honestly. You know, sometimes you get put in situations where you know that you can't do it on your own, and you've got to look to we got to look to the Lord for help. And we've seen in our business where we've been met in situations where the situation seems impossible and we have nothing else to do but just go to Him in prayer. And sure enough, every single time, we just have a bunch of mini miracles throughout our business, whether it be customers or funding, or connections, or even the requesters we work with. I mean, we feel like they're all godsends. We just have an incredible team, and how we've met them or come along them in life. Rachel hired one at a birthday party, and she's one of our huge benefit to our company. So
who is this?
Yeah, but like, you know, hearing stories like that, when I hear them from other people, it fires me up about.
Yeah, it gives you that lift, right? Yes, it's powerful stuff.
Yeah, do something beyond our current abilities when you're leaning on basically one thing that we've learned is God doesn't want, he doesn't necessarily need your talent or your work. He just wants you to be obedient and say yes. And a lot of times he'll take care of the rest. And that's what we kind of want to convey at the meetings. It doesn't matter where you are in life. You don't have to wait for situations to line up perfectly. Sometimes you just have to take a step of faith, go out and do something outside your comfort zone, and just celebrate the fruit of what comes after that when God steps in.
Yeah, you bet. Businesses have many different ways that they can do good for others. Well, you're doing good already by hiring people, obviously, right? By giving them a job, a means to live, in a sense. But they also have a great opportunity to be part of the community. And I love seeing, businesses, whether it's a large corporation that are socially minded, that think about the community, that are out there providing, whether it's, sponsoring things, or whether it's, providing a grant or whatever, by programs that are serving the community, that is allowing them to be successful, because, nobody does it by ourselves. We know that. And it's great to see, large, medium, and small businesses be part of the community in some kind of way, because I think charity, as we know, and service are things that the Lord expects of us to be doing for others. What do you guys think? Do you see that that also become something that those people that attend your meetings, think, I think we should be thinking about those kind of things also, serving our community through our business?
Yes, I do. I've seen just several different people that we've met that have just been hoping and praying to start a business. So through those meetings, and many of them, one girl in particular, she had a social work, her background was in social work. So through coming to our meetings, it really brought her to a place that she wanted to actually start that business that she had been wanting to do. So that is something else that we really do want to bring to people's minds when they're there, that there's not only other people that have been there before, but also just the people that in our area that they can help and employ that need work, because it's not just the employers that may need funding or more income. There's also a lot of people in our area, Alabama, Florida, that need jobs. And so for us, that is, we don't want to stop here with just FOIA, like we do FOIA professional services. We want to keep growing and starting new businesses. And we've seen just how much of a blessing it is to help other people get, provide them jobs and see that fruit in their life.
Yeah, that's right.
How it impacts them. So that is our driving force really behind what we do. And it's not easy, just having your business is very difficult, but there's just so much joy in it when you're able to help. If that's your focus, if it's not money, because money, I wouldn't enjoy doing this if we just wanted money. It's really about who we can help in our community, in our area, with their job.
Well, one of our first speakers, he was started a nonprofit called Pasco, which is a transition home for men and women who are coming out of drug rehab.
Oh, wow.
A recovered alcoholic himself.
Sure.
He looked and said, "What do I have?" He was like, "I have a house." And he wanted to help the community. So his organization, it started with just him opening up the spare bedrooms in his home. And it's grown from there to now he's got a women's home, men's facility, and he is doing incredible things in the city of Mobile, helping people.
Back to his experience, in a way, a bad experience that he survived through, has allowed him to do something great for others. I'm going to show the poster that you all provided to us. As I show that, let's go ahead and talk about the details of the event on the 15th, location, and some of the speakers maybe that you have and participants. Sounds good? So let's do that. Go ahead and whoever of you wants to talk about it. Here's the poster of Revive My Business. Go ahead. Tell us a little bit more about it as people are seeing the poster.
So yes, the event is on September 15th at 6:30, and we are planning to have some music come that Kismeth, Melendez knows, and also just several different types of appetizers and snacks that are all provided for anyone that would like to come. So we're, Matthew and I, and then Kismeth, Melendez are hosting the event, but we also have some great speakers that are coming. One person has an engineering firm in the local area, and then his name is Richard Munez. And
so this will be kind of the 1-year anniversary, like we said earlier, right? Because 16th of September, you mentioned the first event took place, and now a year later, continuing, and I'm sure you had several successful ones, and this one looks like it's going to be a wonderful one. As soon as she gets settled in, because I know she's clicking things on the microphone, Kismeth Melendez has joined us, and I'm going to open up the microphone so she can tell us a little bit about herself and her participation, because we would love for many from the Latino community and Hispanic community of Mobile and the region to come out and join you all and participate and network and get to meet many of you that are there. And it looks like you got at least one Latino guy over there, Muñiz. I'm thinking he's Hispanic, participating. So it's all great in addition to Kismeth. We always want to entice our Hispanic community that is out there living in these wonderful regions like Mobile and whatever, to participate in these type of activities.
¿Y me ves?
Te vemos también, ¿ya?
Bien, ¿cómo estamos? Hola,
muy bien,
how you
gracias a
doing?
Dios. Rachel and Matthew, you can stay on. That's okay.
yes. Hi, Kismeth. We're doing great. How about you?
How you doing? Fine, and you?
Good.
Entonces estás Kismeth. We got Rachel and Matthew. I'm going to speak a little bit of Spanish with Kismeth because we want to invite the community of Hispanics to come out, and those that may not totally be fluent in English, so they can also get the scoop on what's going on. You guys can stay on for sure, obviously, and we'll finish it up here soon together, okay? Kismeth, ya háblanos un poco acerca del evento que tienes aquí con Rachel y con Matthew el 15 de septiembre.
Hola, saludos a todos. Pues nuevamente aquí Kismeth Melendez. En este caso soy partícipe, ¿verdad? De este gran evento. Gracias a Rachel y a Matthew por darme esta gran oportunidad en donde vamos a estar destacando lo que es Hispanic Community Service como una identidad sin fin de lucro, y también qué es Kismeth, Influencer Marketing, y a qué me dedico y cómo unimos e integramos a la comunidad americana con la comunidad hispana, brindando amor, bienestar, educación para un mejor porvenir por nuestra comunidad y nuestras regiones.
Excelente. Y parece que estás en el camino. ¿A dónde vas?
Estoy en el camino, pero porque conoce a Kismeth, parece que Kismeth siempre anda como de New Orleans hasta la Florida.
Entendido. Entonces vas de viaje. Y ¿qué quieres decirle al público que nos está escuchando latino acerca del evento en sí y su participación? Invítalos a todos.
Mira, queremos invitar a todas las personas que nos estén viendo que sean partícipes de este gran evento en el cual van a haber varios speakers, ¿verdad? Incluyendo a Richard también con su historia de fe. Entonces, es como con nuestras historias de fe tú has alcanzado el éxito de tu compañía o el éxito del proyecto que tú quieras lograr, pero destacando, ¿verdad?, que a través de la fe y de la creación y creyendo en un Dios vivo, tú puedes lograr todo lo que tú te propongas, porque es que estamos llenos de talento y a veces la gente no lo sabe, David.
No, así es, eso es muy cierto, y qué bueno que hay este tipo de eventos que tienen una fundación espiritual, porque tú sabes, como sabemos tú y yo y otros que creemos en el gran poder de nuestro Señor Jesucristo y de Dios, que sin Él, pues, ¿qué hacemos? Nada, ¿verdad? Aunque creamos que estamos haciendo algo.
Sí, en nada somos, y pues queremos destacar, por eso esta actividad es diferente, es una conexión diferente donde tú le vas a demostrar a las personas con tu historia de fe cómo tu negocio puede ser próspero, cómo tu vida puede ser próspera, cómo tu proyecto puede ser próspero, ¿no? Además de eso, que vamos a conectar entre diferentes compañías, ejecutivos y lo que tú puedas emprender o quieras emprender, quién sabe.
Right. And Rachel and Matthew, how did you come about to meet marketing influencer Kismeth Melendez, who really is doing some great stuff in Mobile? And I know for sure because I keep up with her, and she is our representative per se for the Connection Media Group in that area. So I know all that she does Hispanic services, community services. How did you all meet, Rachel?
Well, Kismeth came to our last event in March, which was in downtown Mobile. So we got to meet her that night, and then we reached out to her and met with her, and this all just came about at an evening that I went to dinner with Kismeth, and we just brainstormed, and that I think that it was born out of that. So we just met in March.
You have met the right person to connect you to the growing Hispanic market in that region, I can assure you, in Kismeth, because she is very, very active. She's a very charitable person that is serving her community, the Hispanic community and the community in general in Mobile, just like you are, just like you all are. And I know it's going to be a blessing for you both to connect with this official event, and hopefully other Hispanics will follow and join your group and participate and come out and make it grow more and more, because it's a blessed event from everything that I hear. And the speakers, I'm sure, are going to inspire many people. And I know you guys are inspiring people through what you're doing. Kismeth, entonces se conocieron en un evento ustedes que tú fuiste de ellos.
Pues sí, yo participé de un evento que realizó Rachel en el mes de marzo, en el cual el speaker en ese momento fue Victory Hill, y demostrando, ¿verdad?, cuál es su historia, y ahora son un centro de salud que le brindan salud a nuestra región y a nuestra comunidad. Y eso me impactó mucho, escuchar las diferentes historias de las personas, y como estamos en la misma línea, porque tienes que estar conectado en la misma línea y con la misma energía, ¿verdad?, para que las cosas fluyan y sucedan. Y es un placer, de verdad, que le agradezco a Rachel y a Matthew por darme esta gran oportunidad de poder yo también ser ahora parte de este evento y ser un speaker, y invocar a la comunidad de que participe con eventos como estos para que puedan desarrollar su negocio, sus ideas, y quién sabe si una de las personas que estén allí puedan ayudarte con tu idea, a desarrollar tu idea, o mismo Rachel puede ayudarte con su propio negocio a desarrollar tus ideas.
Exactamente, es una de las cosas más importantes de este tipo de eventos de enlace, de socialización, que conoces a otras personas que tal vez te pueden apoyar o ser tus clientes. So yeah, this is another of the great advantages or reasons for having these type of events, networking events, where you can always meet somebody there that either may be your client or your future, supporter, or another mentors, and all those kind of things that these type of activities, give you the opportunity to experience. So Rachel and Matthew, I want to thank you for being with us at Making Connections. Any final words on anything that you would like to say?
So we would love for anyone that wants to come on September 15th. You don't need to be a business owner. You can just be it's for anybody that wants to come. So we would love to have you there, and you'll get to talk to us and then the other business owners, and as well as get to meet other people that are going through the same things that you are now.
All right, Matthew.
Good snacks, good people, good time.
There you go.
Yeah,
and good spirit. And the good spirit, not the other spirit. The spirit of the Lord. It's going to be there for sure. Thank you very much for that. We were able to get your flyer into our edition of Conexión that is printed now, and hopefully will be distributed in that area here in the next few days. And then we will gladly put the new flyer into our September edition, so that hopefully, some people will see it there, and on the people that read our newspaper will attend. We'll also keep plugging it through Facebook and all those things, because I think it's a really great event, and hopefully we'll join you for the next one. Unfortunately, we have another event here on the 15th that we had already established, but we would love to go and join you for an upcoming one, and maybe we would do one together with you all in that area. The next time that you would like to join us and partner for something like that, we'd love to do that. Thank you very much for being with us, and may God continue to bless you and give you the chance to continue blessing others like you're doing.
Thank you.
Kismeth, últimas palabras.
Yeah, thank you for opportunity and for experience. Everybody go to the event September 15. Todo el mundo vaya a este evento el 15 de septiembre. Los esperamos a partir de las 6:30 en Spring Hill College. Así que aquí en pantalla tenemos el flyer. Ve, comparte con nosotros, obtén la experiencia de conectar, ¿verdad? De quién sabe que tú puedas ser el próximo speaker en el próximo evento y puedas dar tu experiencia de fe. Así que te esperamos el 15 de septiembre a partir de las 6:30. Apoya lo local, apóyalo de aquí.
Revive my business. Revive mi empresa o negocio. Les invitamos.
Hola, saludos a todos. Hoy nos encontramos aquí en el Mercado Latino en West Mobile Products and Market. Y mira lo que tenemos por aquí. Mira todos los artículos que tiene el West Mobile, el Mercado Latino. Ahora puedes mirar desde afuera todos los artículos que te ofrecen. Mira, productos Goya, productos Kismeth, productos de Honduras, de Panamá, de Puerto Rico. Mira, hay de todo. Hay botas, hay sombreros, hay una línea de ropa deportiva, tienen verduras. Pero mira, no se diga más. Vamos a entrar para acá a ver qué es lo que está pasando. Mira, y aquí estamos en el Mercado Latino y mira todo lo que tú encuentras por aquí. Mira, cebolla, plátano, aguacate, mira todo lo que hay, mira todo lo que hay. Ajíes dulce. Te estamos dando un tour. Mira todos los productos que puedes encontrar en West Mobile, el Mercado Latino. Mire, aquí hay de todos para todos. Esto se ha convertido como una bodeguita. Aquí puedes encontrar de todo. Y aquí hoy estamos reportando para Connection Media Group y el programa Making Connection, en donde puedes venir aquí a West Mobile, el Mercado Latino, y puedes encontrar de todos estos artículos. Así que, ¿de qué país tú eres? Aquí puedes encontrar lo que tú quieras. Mira, si es Goya, este es de Puerto Rico. Si es Goya, tiene que ser bueno. Malta, mira, si tú ves algún producto que te llame la atención, tienes que venir para acá, para el Mercado Latino, en donde puedes encontrar de todos, para todos. Mira para allá, mira para allá. Así que, ropa deportiva, botas. Te invitamos por acá para que vengas al Mercado Latino y puedas disfrutar de todos estos artículos que tenemos aquí. Ropa deportiva, botas, gorros, de todo para todos. Así que ven para acá, para West Mobile, al Mercado Latino, y estamos reportando para Making Connection. Así que sigue conectado, no te quites.
Hola, saludos a todos, y ahora regresamos con nuestro segmento de qué pasa en nuestra región. Y para que yo no pierda el asunto, ¿verdad? Pues yo también ando en la calle corriendo a ver cuál es el próximo evento. Así que, David, ponnos ahí los próximos eventos de nuestra región.
This has been a special edition of Making Connections, a virtual edition. We want to thank Rachel and Matthew Cuccius for being with us here and talking about their company and that wonderful event, Revive My Business, that they have in Mobile on the 15th of September. And we also want to thank Kismeth Melendez, who is also part of that great event in Mobile, for being with us. And check us out in Facebook. Check us out through social media. Making Connections is all over the place, and we want you to follow us and subscribe to our Conexión YouTube channel when you get in there. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Stay safe, stay healthy, y que Dios les bendiga.